Hey friends, welcome to my channel.
Let's get crafting. I'm going to be taking this item I found from Habitat of Humanity, and I got it for 10 bucks. Now I think this thing is called a newel. I'm not exactly sure, but it was used at the end, the bottom of a staircase. I have been eyeing these for a while, wanting to turn them into something special, and they are so expensive. So I found this one for $10. These normally run anywhere between $80 to $150. So first I sanded it down lightly. You don't want to sand too much off because it's going to cause it to bleed since the stain is so dark when I paint it white. So I went ahead and painted the whole thing white, and before I painted, you saw earlier that I took the paintbrush and just before I put any paint on it, dusted it all off and made sure I cleaned the surface, because you don't want that to pick up on your paintbrush when you're painting. So once you've cleaned all your surface off, you can go ahead and start painting the whole thing white. I did 3 coats of white paint. Once I had coated it enough and I liked the finish on it, I took some sandpaper and then I just roughed up the edges to give it that farmhouse look that I love so much. And I just went wherever the corner surfaces were. You kind of can naturally find them when you're going over your surfaces. The sandpaper will hit it without any problems. And if you happen to take off too much that you don't like, you can always go back and add some more white paint. Then when I was done doing that, I went ahead and added a hook so that I can hang up a wreath or signs however I want to decorate with it. Today is a collab that I have been asked to participate in by NateLee from Design to the Nines. She has invited me, Jennifer, Courtney, and Lisa all to take part in the Spring Thrift Flip Challenge. I love thrift flip challenges. Anytime you take something that's old and give it new life, and for spring it's even more fun. Now if you are new coming over from these girls' channels, welcome. My name is Heidi. I post Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I would love it if you join me here on my channel by clicking that subscribe button. Now let's move on to our next project, which is going to be with this bird cage that was missing the bottom. I don't know if it ever had the bottom or not, but I thought it was so beautiful, and can you believe it? I picked it up for $1. Now I know some people might pass it up, which is the reason why they were probably selling it for $1, because it looked like it was broken, but I had this idea that I can create some type of a suspension thing at the bottom and then have florals coming dangling down and things up inside of the bird cage for springtime. And then I thought it would be so pretty to hang it up with some ribbon. So what we're going to do right now is create that suspension bridge, I guess, with some of this foam. I just took my scissors, as you saw a second ago, and I pushed down inside that foam to be able to put my wire pieces that I need, and I cut those to size so they would fit the right size. Now you can see here that I'm making sure that the bottom part of the foam where I put all the wires, I want that facing down, because I put all that hot glue in there, and if it's the other way, I think over time maybe the foam could loosen away from the wires. This is going to make sure that that never happens. Now if you don't have a bird cage that's missing its bottom, it's no worries. You could always end up putting beautiful florals inside, just not having it coming out the bottom, or you could always attach a piece of foam to the bottom of your bird cage and do it that way too. But this one, because it was missing the bottom, I wanted you all to see that don't ever just look past something that is potential. This was sitting there for who knows how long that they marked it down to $1. So I'm going to just take that wire and I'm going to suspend this foam piece, this styrofoam, inside just like this, and you can see that it's in here really snug and secure. I'm even shaking it so you all can see. And then I've also decided to tie open the bird cage door, because I thought that would be really cute to have that open, because I'm going to put a nest right at the opening of the door once I get all my florals in there. So go ahead and tie that down with some twine. And now I'm going to move on to the floral part. So I'm cutting away all of my floral picks or stems from the actual handle that you would pick up from the Dollar Tree. I love that way so much more because it allows you to put them around how you want versus it just being one big clump that you stick in, because they're all attached to the handle. So you can see here that I'm putting them in one at a time, and I'm just kind of playing with them. And I'm starting with the longest ones first because I want to be able to make sure I get that height coming out the top and the bottom. And then once I've got all those beautiful white flowers in there, I'm going to take some of this ivy and just start filling it all in. So you can see here that I'm going with white and green first. Then I added in a little bit of a pinkish purple. And now I'm going in with some blue hydrangea. And I'm just kind of snugging them down underneath the cage in certain parts. I'm going at the top and the bottom to make sure the color is well balanced. I really, right now, I just love blue and purple together for spring. I'm not sure why I'm so drawn to it right now, but for some reason, I'm really loving blue and purple together. So it's going to get trickier the more you start putting in your florals. You can see here that I'm having to really like shove my hand in there and work around it. Once I got all the blue in place, I went ahead and added some of these berries. I don't know what this one is called, but you'll see these at the Dollar Tree as well. Again, all of these florals are from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just putting in those for some texture, for some different look to it, adding in some more blue. And now I'm going to come in with some roses. And instead of doing my roses really long, I cut them short because I wanted them to be closer to that styrofoam block. I wanted to help camouflage some of the block because the goal is eventually you won't even see that styrofoam that's in there. So you're going to just keep working all of these flowers in until it disappears. Now we're going to move on to some pansies. I love pansies. I've been waiting to use these for a project because, again, like I said, I'm just really drawn to that purple right now. And I'm going to go ahead and just have some of them popping out on the cage, some of them inside the cage. It just needs to look like they bloomed and they're just popping out all over the place for spring. And now I'm going to come in with some lavender, and I've got two different colors. I really was so impressed with the florals this season at the Dollar Tree. And then whatever places I might have missed with a floral, I came in with some moss, and I just added some hot glue to it and then just glued it right into place. And in those trickier spots where the bird cage is, I just put the hot glue gun through the bars and squeezed the glue so it fell down onto that foam square, and then I added the moss so I didn't burn my hand or have any issues with getting hurt. Now we're going to work on making the nest. Now I'm sorry, I was off screen a little bit from time to time on this one, so I hope you'll forgive me for that. Sometimes I zoom in and I forget to zoom out a little bit when I'm working on projects. I just get moving. But one of my viewers, one of our subscribers here on this channel, mentioned using a top of a jar, a cap, to make a nest, and I wanted to try it on this project, and it turned out so great. So this is another really cute idea to make a nest. So once I've gotten the rope all over that jar cap from my mason jar, I went ahead and added 3 little eggs and then hot glued it down into the nest. At this point, the inside of the nest is all done, and I'm going to take 2 long satin ribbons, and I'm going to tie a knot at the length that I desire. So I want it to be able to hang from the ceiling from a hook. And I went ahead and tied a simple loop around knot, and then I'm going to bring that knot down to where the handle is, and then I'm going to do another knot on the top side so it stays down and in place. That way, so the top of this loop is going to be really pretty without it being a mess up at the top with a bunch of things hanging all over or a not so attractive knot. Now I wanted to really jazz up the top of this bird cage because I thought it would just be really pretty and romantic. So I took some more long ribbons, just like I did that first one, and then I just simply looped them through and then pulled them tight. And then to finish the look, I'm going to take some more of this ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and I added a really pretty bow. If you want to know how to make my bows, I'm going to link that video down below and at the end of this video so you can watch how I make my bows. If you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up. It means so much to me and it really does help out my channel and my videos. If you try any of these projects, please make sure you come over to Instagram and say hi and tag me in them. It's the best way to show the projects if you try them yourselves. And then don't forget, this coming Wednesday is the first episode of my new Room of the Month. I'm working on my office. And then this Friday is the DIY challenge. Let's move on to our last project. I found this teacup and I thought it would be so cute to turn it into some type of a side table decor for spring. I don't know why I felt so drawn to it for spring, but for some reason I did. Maybe it was the color, but it's probably that it was the color. And so I wanted to go with, you know, green and a little bit of a yellow. I thought that would be really pretty. So to make sure that this foam square does not come out, I put in some E6000 first and then I put in some hot glue so it's really going to stay. And then I took in some little smaller pieces and just shoved them down in there to make sure it's nice and snug, and added some green moss to the top with some hot glue. Now I'm going to take another piece of that foam square and I'm actually going to keep crushing it until it turns into a styrofoam ball. I had this idea the other night when I was lying in bed getting ready to go to sleep and thought, oh man, that's how I can make a ball out of the, because I don't know if you've ever purchased a styrofoam ball before. They're super expensive. So you can do it from the Dollar Tree with these, and you can even glue more pieces together and make them even bigger if you want to. How cool could that be to do a really large styrofoam ball? So I added a stick like you just saw me do there, and then I'm shoving it down in there with some hot glue to make sure it's nice and snug and secure. And then here's how it looks so far. And then to make sure that the flowers are going in, I poked a hole first, added hot glue, and then put the flowers in. Now here's what it looks like when the flowers are all covered over the styrofoam ball. And now I'm deciding to dress up the little teacup plate a little bit as well, because I just thought it could be cute. Why not? Take it a step further. So I took another little piece of styrofoam and I hot glued it and E6000'd it down to the bottom. Added a twig stem from the Dollar Tree, some more moss, and then a couple of these little flower buds. I thought that would be really darling too. Now again, I could stop there or we can keep going. So today I have a free printable with these tags. One has a scripture verse in it and the other ones I left blank so you can stamp whatever you wanted to stamp on them so you could get that size. That is linked down below for the free printable. If you want it, go ahead and go down there and grab it. And then I cut it out, and to distress it I took some brown paint and dry brushed. I got almost all the paint off and dry brushed onto the tag to make it look aged, as if it's been sitting outside in a garden. Now I took a hole punch, punched a hole in white cardstock, and now I'm cutting out that circle so it creates that little tag ring that you would see at the top of a vintage tag. And then I hot glued it down into place, punched a hole in the tag, and then beat the tag up. I love to distress things like that. I just think it looks so pretty. I don't know why, but I really always enjoy distressing things. And then I simply added a loop to the top so that I can attach it to the teacup. Before I did that, I made sure I distressed the back of it so it looked really good all together. Leave a comment down below to let me know which was your favorite project for today, which one you think you'll try, and don't forget to go and check out the other girls on the playlist that's linked down below.
That's pretty much it for this video. Thanks so much for stopping by, and until the next episode, bye friends!